Alright, how we doing, boys and girls? Your boy Marcos over here with a little Fifeamos Friday. ¿Cómo va todo eso, hermano, mi amigo, mi gente, mi pueblo, mis conocidos, mis desconocidos, mi amor, como lo que quieran que le llamen? Aquí estamos con otro Fifeamos Friday. Tremendo partidazo aquí entre el Celta de Vigo y no sé qué es este otro equipo, sinceramente. I'm going to go in English from here on out. So I'm playing over here on my team, Celta de Vigo. We're in the European League and then the UEFA, not in the Champions League, the one for the little guys. Then we'll build up over there. Next year we'll do it. And there we go. Goal! Tremendo golazo. Man, that was some powerful stuff right there. And that was what I needed, man, that break early in the game. Thing is, in this competition, this is my third game. So it's in a group phase. It's in a group phase, so the two teams with the most points in the group pass on to the next round. You get 3 points for a win. You get hopefully that didn't make it strange. I just unplugged something at the mic. You get three points if you win, 1 if you tie, and obviously 0 if you lose. So I tied my first game. This team came back and scored a goal in the 92nd minute against me. Unbelievable. I was winning 1-0 the whole game, and they had to just chip shot in there that just snuck in to the top post, and I was like, man, I ain't stand a chance. And then the next team, I was actually beating Fiorentina. Well, Fiorentina's got a good team, man, especially in FIFA. It didn't really work out as well in real life, but it worked out pretty damn good in FIFA. I was up 1-0. They tied it, and Super Mario Gomez hit me two goals, and before you know, I was down 3-1. So I think I'm third right now in the group with 1 point. So I really needed this win. Like, I couldn't lose this game. This was a must-win game. This is actually against the team that's leading the group right now in points. This was a big game for me. That's the etymology of this game. What I really want to talk about, though, is a little bit about the Champions League final we got coming up over here this Saturday, pitting my Real Madrid team against Atletic Madrid, un derby, as we call it over there. I mean, I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know. Anything can happen. In finals, anything can happen. And especially when you got two teams that know each other the way that these two know each other, literally anything can happen. I'll give you my perspective, though, my little synopsis on it. Let's go first with Atletico Madrid. They're coming off a big emotional high, beating Barca, tying Barca, to get that league win. That's big, It broke the hegemony that the league had for many years, which is Barca Madrid. All of a sudden, Atletico snuck in here and managed to win a league, which they deserve to win. And that second half of soccer, I remember tweeting it out. If you'll follow me on Twitter, Marcos18205, same name as the channel, same name as the Gamertag, all the same thing. And the descriptions, the links are all down in the description below. And here we go on this great breakaway. Come on, let's do this. Haven't figured it out yet. Haven't figured out the juke to the side move or to chip it over. I'm just not good at chipping it over, honestly, in FIFA games. Never been, but we'll work on it. So they're coming off that big, and that second half that they played against Barcelona, I mean, think about this, man. They lost Diego Costa like 10 or 15 minutes into the game, whatever it was. Then they lost Duran. Their two best players arguably done. KO. Then Alexis Sanchez hits a monster shot, crazy, one of the best goals of the year. And you're like, dang, like that's it. Like, that's the season. We came here and blew it. And Barca's putting up some pressure over there. But they ended off the half really strong. Like, they ended up the half, going at Barca, taking it to them without those guys. And I was like, man, these guys, they got heart. You'd expect Barca to just come over and run them over like they've run over a lot of people throughout the years. And honestly, I didn't really have much of a stake as to who won that game. I could care less. Madrid wasn't going to win it. I don't really care. Whoever's the better team could win it. But they came out that second half just like lions. They came out just hungry. They got the goal over there already like 5 minutes in. They were just bombarding Barca with shots, bombarding them with they were just fast and strong. They wanted it more. That's the issue with Barca. They're just not hungry. It's not that difficult to understand. They're a little bit older and they're not hungry. Get some younger guys that haven't won as much, and you'll be straight. Keep up the philosophy there. They had Luis Enrique. We'll have that. We'll talk about that another time. So they're coming off high. The Cholismo won the day. The belief in yourself, the belief in all the hard work you made paid off. So they're going in over here. They're not sure if they're going to have Diego Costa. He actually went to go to a Virgin or something, or he went to a very holy place to see if he could get a miraculous comeback. I think he has like a hamstring. I'm not even sure what it is, but it's some sort of muscle strain. And Thuram's also questionable as well. I think they both end up trying to play, especially Diego Costa. He's really talking about maybe trying to play. And hopefully if he does play, obviously as a Madrid fan, I don't want to be too great, but I don't want to wish injury on anybody on anyway. So hopefully if he does play, he is 100% and he could bring it over there in the game. And plus, man, when you beat another team, you want to beat the team. You don't want to beat the team that have like, oh, well, if Diego Costa were 100%, you want to hear none of that nonsense afterwards. So that's interesting over there. And if they don't count him, though, I mean, I think you played Raul Garcia. I don't think you played Diego over him, but that's up to Cholo. He's always been good this year as to who to throw in and what situations. Or Adrian, I guess, would be the other guy to fill in over there as well. But I think you go, obviously you put in the Bahibia, and I think you go Raul Garcia and you let the chips fall where they may. I think Thuram has a better chance of actually coming back and playing, though, than Diego Costa. From what I'm hearing right now. But I do think Diego Costa is going to play. I think he wants to play. So I have faith that both of them start lineups. I'm just not sure if they'll be there when the game's on the line or when the end of the game rolls on. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out over there. Aside from that, though, they're going to play the tactically smart game. They've played Madrid, 4 times this year. We beat them in the Cup. We tied one in the league, and they beat us one in the league early on in the season when we were still kind of trying to find ourselves. So it's not like they have like a great, amazing track record against us, but it's also not like we've blown them out. And, what they're going to do is the same thing they did in the Copa del Rey final last year. They're going to try to get in our face. They're going to hit us hard. They know they're not going to call these fouls on them, especially in the final. No one wants to kick these guys out. So they're going to be a little bit loosey-goosey, especially with the smaller guys on the team, like Modric, for example, I'm looking at. Even if Hilara plays or even if Isco plays, like they're definitely, or Di Maria, these are guys that they're definitely going to go after hard early in the game when they know that those cards are going to be flying out. And then, try to rattle out these guys' cages. Same thing with Ronaldo. I mean, they destroyed Ronaldo when he played that final last year. Like there was fouls on fouls on fouls. Even when they played Barca, they weren't calling fouls against them. I'm not 100% sure why. But good for them, I guess. It's soccer. Sometimes they call, sometimes they don't. We'll see what they call there on Saturday. Every referee is a little bit different. But I think they're going to get away with a lot, and I think they're going to be very physical Real Madrid a lot. I think they're also going to give the ball to Real Madrid. I don't think they're going to want the ball. They're going to try to play a counterattack kind of game. They're going to want to sit and play defensively and wait for those primetime opportunities to catch maybe a Sergio Ramos when he isn't back there, to catch a Pepe when he isn't back here if he plays. We'll talk about that later. But to catch somebody off there, when a lateral, when Dani Carvajal goes up, or when Coentrao comes up, they'll come back on a counter and try to attack him. So I definitely expect that to be the case over there. As far as Madrid, I mean, listen, Ronaldo's going to play. He says it's 100% he's going to play. What Ronaldo are we going to see? I'm not sure. Prince Fielder out for the year. Ooh, that's going to hurt my fantasy teams, man. No bueno. Prince Fielder, man. He's actually my top pick in two leagues. I flipped him in another league for Carlos Gomez with this friend of mine. So, Prince Fielder, man. RIP, man. Been a pleasure seeing you, dude. Guess Detroit kind of knew what they were doing when they traded him away. Anyway, back to the football. Back to the beautiful game, as we call it. Chris is going to play. That's important. Gareth Bale's going to be there. Benzema, we're not sure yet. He has, I believe, I'm not going to say it's a hip injury. I'm not even 100% sure what it was, but, he had to leave the last league game, and he was limping. But I think they're all going to play. The guy who I would least expect to play is Pepe, honestly. He's really going to come to like a game time decision whether he plays or not. And I'm not even sure if, it's really difficult for me to say because I personally don't like Pepe that much. I don't like him. I think he's a good player. I just think, when we had Mourinho in there, he turned him into something that isn't exactly what I want to see in my central defender. He turned him into a guy who just go out there and, man, John, this kid texts me, he's like, Prince Fielder out for a year, what a pussy. Be like, dang, man, that dude's got herniated disc, he's got to get surgery. Like, come on, man, take it easy on the fella. But I think he turned Pepe into, something that isn't, it's not 100%. In Spanish names, they'll call him asesino. They always shout out, like, killer. And that's not true. He's a guy, he's a person, he's a human being. He doesn't kill anybody. He plays physical. But I think he did a lot of stuff over the line, especially in those early days with Mourinho when we were trying to beat Barcelona, that I wasn't the biggest a fan of. So he's always got that acumen with us. Having said that, he's played an amazing second half of the season. I mean, we wouldn't have beaten Bayern Munich if it weren't for him. That's a fact. Like, it's just a fact. The times and times, the headers he's taken out of there, the physicality he brought to it, the being in the right spot at the right time, that instincts, you can't teach that. I would love to put Varane. If Varane were healthy, I'd 100% say, put Varane in, screw Pepe, thanks for getting us here, deuces. but I'm not 100% sure about. But I hear so many different things about whether he's going to need off-season surgery. His knee's just like swollen sometimes. He just wakes up and swollen. You can't have that kind of guy unreliable there. Now against Espanyol in this last game of the season, he played very well. And there we go, man. These guys tied up right here. You should have seen my face. I thought I had this game under wraps. I didn't even watch the replay. I don't care. But check this out. Classic Marcos Taboa's FIFA move. I believe this is it. I'm going to give you the play-by-play. So I'm pissed. So I just run on this side. I'm like, you know what? I might be able to get a squeezing across here. I do shout the cross. Goal, 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 goal. Tremendo golazo. I mean, look at that. I sneak it into the goalie. Didn't know what to do. My players didn't know what to do. Nobody know what to do. I got to watch this like 16 times. Check this out, man. It's one of my nastiest FIFA goals. Woo! Sneak in right there, dude. That was like a good goalie. He just step up and grab it. But, hey, FIFA fair play, man. That kind of shit happens. I couldn't believe that shit went in. I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, this is divine destiny. I am meant to go on to the next round. Please, Lord, baby Jesus, I go to my next 3 games to assure me. And even if I won my next 3 games, I might be able to get that top spot in the group. And these guys are coming back over here. I'm like, yo, chill, chill. I think the biggest question mark for Madrid is whether I'm getting like text messages galore over here about Prince Fielder, man. Jesus, it's like I'm a Prince Fielder like line or something, like I like his agent or something. I think the big thing for Madrid is who's filling up Xabi Alonso's hole, and that's gonna be big for Madrid. Who's gonna fill that hole? I think Ancelotti's gonna put in Otamendi. I wouldn't put in Otamendi personally. I'd put in Isco. You watch what Isco did against Bayern Munich and how he was able to contain Robin. You could do that. You could ask him for that dual functionality. You could be like, hey, listen, man, we're going to need you to create a little bit, but we're also going to need you mainly to stick over here and defend. Make sure we clog up this side when Coentrao comes up. Make sure if something going on in the middle, you shift over there. Hit hard, too. You tell Isco before the game, listen, you're playing 60 minutes. That's it. You're going to play 60 minutes. If you got to rack up a yellow in that time, go ahead, kid. Just don't rack up 2. And then you can put in Ilana. Then you can put in Casemiro. Then you can put in maybe another 4 like a Morata, depending on how the game's going. You got to let them know, listen, kid, you're playing 60 minutes. Go balls to the wall. Give us the best that you got, and that's it. And that's why you got Isco over there. You're putting in Otamendi. You're putting in, I call him saco de patatas. That's what we call him in Spanish. A sack of potatoes. Just this dude who's a big blob who's just going to stand there and look dumb and be behind plays and not do much, because that's what Otamendi's done his whole time in Madrid this year, and it's not his fault. He's young. He doesn't have a place on the team. It's a matter of developing the kid. It's there. You just got to work it out of him. You just can't throw him in the Champions League final and put him in there. What I'm really scared about, and I'm being an emotional mess on Saturday, either way, depending on what goes on in the game, that I'm definitely going to be distraught and very nervous if I look at that opening lineup, if I look at that starting lineup and I see that Khedira is playing. Listen, Sami Khedira, I'm not the biggest fan of him. I really don't like him, actually. I wouldn't mind in Madrid let him go. I think he does a great job on the German national team. He gives us high pressure and recovers balls and dishes them out to Müller, Ozil, whatever you got, Schweinsteiger, whoever you got up there. He managed to get him, and they allow him to put that high pressure because they're very confident in their defense and they recover the ball quickly like a Barcelona does and play that way. Guess what? Madrid doesn't play that way. So he doesn't do a high pressure in Madrid. That's what our forwards do. That's what Gareth Bale and Ronaldo are supposed to be doing. He's over here in the back just running around like a chicken with his head cut off, not knowing what the hell to do. When he gets the ball, he doesn't know what to do with it. And then there's the same thing Arbeloa did. That's why I love that Dani Carvajal's in. When you play in Madrid, we're an offensive-driven team. Everybody has to have some sort of offensive acumen. You have to have something that if we give you the ball in the box, you're able to make a decision. Well, it's not necessarily have to work out, but just make a rational decision. Countless times last year, Arbeloa would end with the ball in the box, ball at the 18, not know what the hell to do, and just either lose it or kick it back, and there goes our offense. Now we got Dani Carvajal. Now he's able to penetrate through the left side. He's able to, cross it in there. He's able to give you a 1-2. He's able to make you. He's able to do some things that enable Gareth Bale to do some things that allow you to play offense. Well, Khedira does the same thing. When you put Isco in the middle, he allows to do that same thing with a 1-2 punch over there. When you put in Khedira, he ends up with the ball and he just ends up shooting it and missing it 90% of the time. Like, you could just watch the game, and it's not his fault. It's not his job to score. But he's in those positions. You got to get somebody that delivers. That's why, to me, the perfect guy for this game is Isco. We're going to have the ball. Atletico Madrid is going to make us play with the ball. We're not that great with playing with the ball. That's okay. We got to try to find our speed. You can find speed even with the ball. I think it's a very big – it's kind of like a half-court offense in basketball. you know, people think that you either run and gun and you shoot threes and you go crazy, but, you know, if you run a half-court offense, you can't be fast. That's not true. When you run a half-court offense, you could execute the half-court offense with speed. You could go 7 seconds or less, even in the half-court. You just got to play with speed. You got to play like you want that shot. Like, you got to go 1, 2, 3, here we go. Screen, pass, find the open guy, shoot. You don't necessarily need to come off transition. Obviously, coming off transition helps you out. You get that boost. You get that, you know, maybe the mismatches on 2-on-3s, 3-on-1s, whatever. But you could play with speed in a half-court offense, similar as you could play with speed also in soccer when you have possession of the ball. You don't need to necessarily be counterattacking, especially with the superior athletes. Is it more difficult? Yeah, because I could see Atletic Madrid sitting with 9 of their guys in the box waiting. That's something that could happen. You know what else could happen? They could go and pressure us up high and try to get that ball away from our guys. So it's really going to be a big question mark to see what kind of philosophy Atletic Madrid is going to take. And I fully expect Real Madrid to play to what Atletic Madrid does and not try to impose himself, which, hey, it's worked in the past to them. For Real Madrid, it's not about how pretty it looks. It's about getting that W and bringing that decima home. So hopefully next time I talk to these guys with 10 times Cup winner European Championship. Deuces.